Jai Shri Ram, folks, and once again, thank you so much for tuning into Akash Vani Gyaan Upadesh. The show is about our community and our culture, and I want to welcome back my brother here, the co-host of this program, Pandit Satish Deo. Welcome back, my brother. I know you've been busy for the last couple of weeks with Naurat and stuff like that, and also you have a very new brand new baby boy, so I know he'll be keeping you busy as well. But of course, we miss you here, and I'm sure the audience also miss you.
Thank you, Bhai Navin, for the very warm welcome. I indeed miss being here, and I'm very happy to be on the show once again.
Thank you so much. As you all know, folks, we are here approaching Diwali. Diwali is going to be celebrating in about a day or two. So this program, we want to dedicate it to you, the audience, and all of you. Wish you, all of our viewers, a very, very happy Diwali. May Mahalakshmi shower her divine blessing upon each and every one of you for tuning in week after week. And I also want to tell you, my brother, a very happy Diwali to you and your extended family as well.
And I wish to extend Diwali greetings to you and your family. May Mahalakshmi Ma's choices blessing be upon you and your family, and indeed upon each and every one of you viewers out
Thank
there.
you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Folks, before we start our program, we're going to start off with a very appropriate, a very wonderful prayer, so we can start off, Paniji.
I ask all of you to clasp your hands in the comfort of your homes as we offer this very well-known prayer to Mahalakshmi Ma that we have all grown up reciting. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampada Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute. ओम महालक्ष्मी नमः. प्रेम से बोलो महालक्ष्मी माता की जय.
Thank you so much, Panditji. Folks, as you all know, as Hinduism, we always celebrate Diwali. Diwali is very important to us, especially in the home. We light our diyas, and we also consider the female in our home as Mother Lakshmi. We always, as we always respect them, respect our mother, our wives. So we always I want to dedicate this show to my mom, to my wife, to all the mothers out there, and each and every one of you, this special program here today. So today, Panditji is going to have a very special message you want to send out to each and every one of you. So we're going to start off with that right now.
Thank you, Bhai Navin. And I must echo your sentiment that you expressed, that the mother in the home is a Lakshmi, the wife of the home is a Lakshmi. Lakshmi is forever present in our home in the form of the lady of the house. We can use a colloquial term there. And also, as you correctly said, we light our diya in our home. That is embodiment of Lakshmi Ma. And first thing I would like to say before I actually come to the main point of Diwali is that whenever we light our light in our home, even electric light. So when the sun is out in the day, we do not turn the light on. So like around evening time when it gets dark, we switch on the light for the first time.
Right.
When we switch on that light for the first time, we should look at the light and say, Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampada. That prayer we read earlier.
Absolutely.
At least that prayer, or whichever prayer to Lakshmi Ma, because any form of light comes from Mahalakshmi Ma, even the electric light. Without the electric light, it would be very difficult nowadays.
Right.
So it is only through the grace of Lakshmi Ma that we have that light. And if we do not have light, when it gets dark in the evening, how would we function? How would we see our way to perform whatever chores or task we have to perform? So every day, not only Diwali, every day we welcome Mahalakshmi Ma in our home in the form of light. And we recognize Lakshmi Ma, as my brother correctly said, very well he put it, that Lakshmi Ma is forever present in our home. And once the females are treated well in the home, then that home will be prosperous. Prosperity will be in abundance in that home.
That's correct.
So what I wanted to discuss first of all is, Bhai Navin, you'll be aware that the past couple of years there have been a little dispute about the dates, that we celebrate various occasions. I'm not trying to add any fuel on the fire of the argument or anything, but I think it's important. We are Gyaan Upadesh. We want to give that knowledge to the community about what is correct, what is right, and what is wrong. So I think it is worthwhile to just spend a minute discussing when we should celebrate Diwali.
Sure.
Now in Guyana, the organizations have been opposing each other for the past couple of years. So they always celebrate Diwali on different days. We always read it in the news, as I'm sure all of you are aware. Thankfully, and you'll be very happy to hear this, my brother, that today, this year, for the first time, they agree now. Every organization in Guyana agrees. All of the calendars in Guyana have the same day for Diwali.
All the dates are sync.
Yes,
And sync with
yes.
each other.
All the, not, as you correctly said, not only Diwali, but all the dates
Great,
also.
great.
They all agree on them. So that is a good sign that we're moving forward. And this also emphasizes, Diwali is about community also. Emphasize we should come together as a community and not argue, but sit at a table and discuss things in a civilized manner, that we can come to an agreement. And I'm happy that has happened this year. However, there is still some confusion because a lot of people, when they go into Google, we know internet is one of the biggest sources of information today in today's world. When they go in Google and they type Diwali 2018, they will see a date comes up. And now that date is Wednesday, the 7th of November. Now what I want to clarify is that obviously the center of Sanatan Dharma is in India. That is where it all started, and that is the center. That's where it all started. Now, that is a date they are celebrating in India, but what we have to understand, that is not necessarily the same date for the entire world. That is an important point to note. So what I just wanted to say very quickly, as I said, I will not spend too much time on this because there are more interesting topics on Diwali. But as I said, this is important. I want to state very clearly that in North America, that is Canada, the USA, the West Indies, that is Trinidad and Jamaica, wherever else, in South America, Guyana, Suriname, and wherever else there too, the correct day we should observe Diwali is on Tuesday, the 6th of November. That is correct. And I'm sure you would have observed on the calendar. Yes. That's the day they have put there. So why then is it different? Why do they have the 6th of November on our calendars, and then on the internet you Google and you find the 7th of November? Well, I would just like to read one shloka. And my brother here is somebody who cares about doing things correctly, and that's something I always respect and admire about you. So you know that whenever we give information, we have to look for the source.
Correct.
And we have to look for the correct source. So there is a book called the Dharma Sindhu. The Dharma Sindhu, it literally means the ocean of Dharma. That's what it means. And every single religious date we observe is in this book. Many years ago when I first started Pandita, I didn't know the existence of this book. But I find this book very interesting because every single thing, you name any festival we have, and it's in there. Not only festival, but the sanskar too. We know about the sanskar when you shave a baby head and so on.
Right.
All of when that's supposed to be done, it's all in this book, the Dharma Sindhu. So it's indeed a very interesting book. So one shloka from this book says, Atha kartika mavasyam ya prataram bhanga pradoshi dipadanala lakshmi pujanadi vihitam. What that basically is saying is that when we are in the new moon period has to coincide with Pradosh Kal. Now Pradosh is a time 2.5 hours after sunset.
Okay.
You know that when do we light our diya? We don't light our diya when it's bright, when the sun is still out. It's after the sun has set and it becomes dark, then you light your diya. So what it means is that the moon has to be in its darkest phase at that time. And when that happens in America, is on Tuesday. That happens in India. It will happen in India until Wednesday. Because India, by now the clocks have gone back now. So India will be 10.5 hours ahead of us. So whatever happens there, it will happen before for us. Because we are behind India in time. So it will happen before for us. So that I hope would clear up the confusion. So please, I urge all the devotees, all of the viewers, do not just go in Google and accept everything. I mean, regardless, even in other subject matter, I'm sure you'll agree with me, you cannot rely on everything on the internet. You don't know the accuracy of everything. that you research. So do not rely on that. Rely on our patra, our astrological chart. That is what has been used. You see, the moon will be at its darkest phase on Wednesday at 11:02 a.m. in the morning. As soon as 11:02 a.m. has passed, the moon will start to get brighter again. So that means the moon is at its darkest phase the night before that.
Okay.
If you wait till Wednesday night, the moon will have started to get brighter already.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why Tuesday is important. So, by Navin, I know that there are other things to discuss for Diwali. Now, there are actually 5 days that we celebrate Diwali.
Okay.
And that is what I really want to make the main topic of discussion
Right.
today. Because we don't want to just tell the people things they know already.
Yes.
That is one of the aim of this program. We want to give out knowledge which is not commonly known, so we can enlighten our people and our viewers. And I do indeed hope that whenever you tune in week after week to this program, you get different type of knowledge. And I'm happy in my absence. Bhai Navin has found some very good people to put on the show, people who have good information to share. I think one week, for example, you had Bhai Vijay Ranjata.
Yes, sure.
Yes, and he explained his way of doing things, which is good for the community to hear different points of view. And I commend you, my brother, for making the show all-inclusive like that.
Sure.
We should not make it one-pointed.
Well, it's about knowledge.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever knowledge we can share with the audience and the people,
Yes.
that's what the show is about.
Right.
Yes.
So today we will be giving a different kind of knowledge. Now, the first day of Diwali, when is that to be celebrated? Well, actually, that day, the first day of Diwali this year is Sunday the 4th of November.
Okay.
That is called Dhanteras. Dhanteras, Dhan means wealth, really. So that is a day, if you observe that puja on that day, then your wealth is guaranteed. Now, what we are supposed to do, you're supposed to start lighting your diya from that day.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
That's the first day of Diwali. This actually is 2 days before the actual Diwali day.
Okay.
Right? So that's the first day. And then on that day also, you should buy something gold. So I'm sure all the wife will be happy to hear that.
Yeah,
Right?
get her something, jewelry or something.
Yes, exactly. So that was a little light-hearted moment in the show. I didn't mean any offense by it. But we buy something gold on that day, and by buying gold, you show Lakshmi Ma that this is something which you have provided for me, and I appreciate it. So you get something new, brand new gold in your home, as a tribute to Mahalakshmi Ma on that day. Also, you buy a new cooking utensil. If it's a new pot spoon or a new pot or karahi or something, you buy a new one on that day too, on the day of Dhanteras,
Okay.
the first day of Diwali. That should also be done too. That on that day, it is said that is the actual day when Mahalakshmi Ma came out from the ocean. Our holy book tells us that there was an ocean of milk, and the Devatas and the Asur, the demons and the Devata, they churn that ocean.
Correct.
And different things come out of the ocean. Mahalakshmi Ma came out of the ocean. She came out on the first day of Diwali. The last thing we can say about the first day of Diwali is that this is a day that Dhanvantari Mata is worshipped. Now, Dhanvantari is not a Devi we hear about very often.
No.
Right? But many of you may be hearing that name for the first time. So who is Dhanvantari Mata? She is a Devi who is like the deity of medicine.
Okay.
She is the one who provides medicine for us. She is the one who teaches us how to concoct medicine, how to make the medicines.
Okay.
So all of the medication that we use, those who have to use medication, all of us some point in our life, we need some health care of some kind. Not even if it's actual medicine you are consuming, but simply medical care from a doctor. All of that knowledge is from Dhanvantari Mata. So that is a good day for people like doctors and pharmacists and so on to pray to her, to increase that knowledge, to keep gaining that knowledge that they have. And I think now is a good time. I think we should commend all of the medical professionals in our community, because so many of our people depend on them. I mean, we all have relatives who have suffered from various types of illness at some point in their life, I'm sure you will agree with me that that's the case. So that is important too. Not only the doctors and pharmacists, but people who are suffering from any kind of illness also. Offer a special prayer on that day, on the first day of Diwali. If we have missed it this year, it's okay. Next year is still there. That's why I'm telling you, so you can remember these things for future use. So always on the first day of Diwali, offer a special prayer for your health. That is of great importance. So, Bhai Navin, I have discussed the first day of Diwali. We have 4 more days of Diwali to discuss. So I think we have a very interesting program ahead.
Yes,
and I hope you're finding this discussion very enlightening and
very
and
well,
interesting.
because I never heard of this before, and I'm sure the audience will appreciate what we're going to be able to teach them today in this program. So before we go on to the next ones, let's take a special Diwali song dedicated to everyone who's watching this program. And we'll be right back with Panditji going to continue our discourse. Thank you so much for joining us. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Ram. Dear viewers, welcome back to Akash Vani Media, Gyaan Upadesh, a program for you, the community, to expound various types of knowledge. And today, as you would have known, those who were watching the previous segment, you'll be aware that we are discussing Diwali. It is that time of year, that festive time of year. And the first day of Diwali was discussed in the last segment. We discussed when is the precise day that we in the Western Hemisphere should be observing Diwali. And then we also discussed the first day out of the 5 days of Diwali. So we said that the 4th of November this year is the first day, which is called Dhanteras. And also Dhanteras is known as Dhantrayodashi. So that is a very auspicious day to start lighting your diya for Diwali. In fact, this whole month of Kartik that we are in a very blessed month, which is called Kartik Mas. Now, the month of Kartik, there are many, many different katha alone about the month alone, not Diwali. But, because of time, I would not discuss every significance of this month, but Diwali alone we are focusing on. So, we have finished discussing the first day of Diwali. What about the second day now? There was a Rakshas named Narakasur, and on this day, which is the second day now, so this year, that would be Monday the 5th of November, we are talking about. So, Narak Chaturdashi is the name of this day. And as I was saying, there was a Rakshas by the name of Narakasur. And Narak has often been translated as the underworld, which, for want of a better expression, they refer to as the world of hell. But we must understand, in Sanatan Dharma, there is not a physical place called hell, like heaven and hell and so on. We make heaven and hell on earth, right here. So understand that. When they say Narak means hell, it's not that there's a physical place. But, we can make such a bad place on earth and we can make a good place also. So the significance of Narakasur is that he was a Rakshas who created like a hellish condition, a condition on earth which made it like hell. And that is why he was named Narakasur. Now it is on this day that Sri Krishna Bhagavan destroyed that Rakshas. Because why had Krishna Bhagavan come upon earth? So we see this is not only about Lakshmi Ma, but remember Lakshmi Ma is the consort of Lord Vishnu. And who is Krishna Bhagavan? The 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu. And many devotees, especially those who follow the Vaishnava tradition, they would say that Krishna Bhagavan is the most complete avatar of Lord Vishnu. So we see here that the fact that we celebrate a day dedicated to Lord Krishna during the Diwali period, it means that Lakshmi Ma and Krishna Bhagavan complement each other. This is a representation of the fact that our society, our life in general should be the same way. That we understand that men and women complement each other. We mentioned at the beginning of this program, and my brother Bhai Navin Pagu mentioned it very, very nicely, that the female in the home, the female head of the household should be regarded as the Lakshmi of the home and should be respected as such. But it also shows the fact that we celebrate the day dedicated to Lord Krishna also reminds us that the males and females complement one another. That if the mother is a Lakshmi in the home, then the father should be regarded as the Vishnu of the home also, and they should realize that both need one another. It's not the case that one is more important than the other. Both need each other and they both need to work together. That is why the day before Diwali, we have a day dedicated to Sri Krishna Bhagavan. And the fact that he fulfilled one of his purposes for coming upon this earth, and that was to create a Swargalok, a heaven on earth, in the sense that he came to re-establish Dharma and destroy adharma. We all know that shloka. I'm not going to read out the whole shloka because we all know it already. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, where Shri Krishna Bhagavan declares to Arjun that I've come on earth for this particular purpose, and I have come many times before, and I will come in future again. From age to age, different periods of time, upon this earth. Whenever dharma is in decline and adharma is on the increase, I will come again and again to re-establish dharma. We all know that already. So the day of Narak Chaturdashi, which is the very day before Diwali, and the second day out of the 5 days of Diwali, that is a very significant day also. In many parts of India, they would make models of this Rakshas. You know, recently we observed something which is called Vijaya Dashmi, which is when Bhagwan Shri Ram destroyed Ravan. So they, in many parts of India, they would construct statues of Ravan made from flammable material, and they would shoot arrows with fire on it and burn this model of Ravan. Similarly, they would make a model of this Rakshas Narak Asur and burn the model of this demon. So this is a day which very clearly symbolizes the victory of good over evil. We have so many days like that. We have so many days in our calendar like that, and this is one of them. So that is the day out of all the 5 days. This is the most stark reminder for us that good will always prevail over bad. Dharma will always prevail over adharma. Never mind, at times the balance might be the other way, but in the end, dharma and truth and good qualities will always prevail. So that is the second day of Diwali out of the 5. Now we come to the most important and the most exciting day that all of us look forward to, the actual day of Diwali. So understand that the day of Diwali is the 3rd out of the 5. So that is the one right in the middle. Out of the 5 days, the one right in the middle is the day of Diwali itself, where we light diyas in abundance. Now, we all know about that. The diya is another representation of good over evil. That light represents good. Darkness represents ignorance. So we want knowledge and goodness to prevail over ignorance. And I urge all of you, celebrate Diwali. Unless, I know if you have had a death recently or so, you would not want to celebrate in full fledged. But if you do not have such a reason, celebrate Diwali to the fullest. Unfortunately, we see that many people just put one diya here and there. You know, put your diyas all outside. Do not be ashamed to say that you are a follower of Sanatan Dharma, that you are a devotee of Mahalakshmi. Put all your diyas outside and inside. Every room in your house should be lit bright with these diyas. I urge all of you to do that. Every year you buy more diyas. You can do that. You can't buy all one time. Every year before Diwali, buy a few more. You must light as many as you can in your home. That adds to the fun of it. If you're lighting one diya here and there, it's not so brilliant. And the very sad thing is that when Christmas time comes around, we light up our house in abundance. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm not saying we live in a country where Christmas is a national holiday. We should adapt to the country we live in. That's okay. But make sure whatever lighting up you do for Christmas time, do it for Diwali, and do more for Diwali, in fact. If you put up all the fairy lights and so at Christmas time, put them up for Diwali too. Light up your house for Diwali so anyone passing by knows that this is the home of a Hindu, of a follower of Sanatana Dharma. That is important. I urge all of you to celebrate Diwali like this. If you want to observe Christmas, do it. No problem on December 25th around that time of year. That is a nice holiday season too. But do not observe that and sacrifice Diwali. At least make Diwali at least as big as Christmas or more in your life. That's more important. If you have to choose one, you choose Diwali. Diwali should be the most important festival of light for us as followers of Sanatan Dharma. So, there we have it. We have already gone through 3 out of the 5 days of Diwali. We have 2 more segments of this show where we'll be discussing the remaining 2 days. Please do enjoy this wonderful selection we have for you. And I look forward to have you join us in our next segment. Jai Shri Ram.
तेरी ही गूंजे जय जयकार, करे पूजा तेरी संसार, तेरे बिन होता ना उद्धार। तू है लक्ष्मी देवी, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी माता, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी। तेरी ही गूंजे जय जयकार, करे पूजा तेरी संसार, तेरे बिन होता ना उद्धार। तू है लक्ष्मी देवी, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी माता, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी।
धन वैभव कीर्ति से भर दे माँ भंडार, शुभ करनी है मैया कर दे बेड़ा पार।
कदम रखती तू जिस घर में वहाँ खुशहाली आती है। कदम रखती तू जिस घर में वहाँ खुशहाली आती है। मिल गया जिनको तेरा साथ, उनकी किस्मत बन जाती है। सभी का है तू ही आधार हो, सभी का है तू ही आधार। तू है लक्ष्मी देवी, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी माता, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी।
धन वैभव कीर्ति से भर दे माँ भंडार, शुभ करनी है मैया कर दे बेड़ा पार।
हे मैया दे हमको वरदान, हो धन का ना हमको अभिमान। हे मैया दे हमको वरदान, हो धन का ना हमको अभिमान। करे हम सच्चे मन से दान, जताए ना फिर भी एहसान। सदा ही निर्मल रहे विचार हो, सदा ही निर्मल रहे विचार। तू है लक्ष्मी देवी, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी माता, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी। तेरी ही गूंजे जय जयकार, करे पूजा तेरी संसार, तेरे बिन होता ना उद्धार। तू है लक्ष्मी देवी, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी माता, तू है लक्ष्मी देवी।
Jai Shri Ram. Dear viewers of Akash Vani Media, Gyaan Upadesh, thank you for remaining with us for this very exciting show about Diwali. It's one I look forward to doing, in fact. Diwali is a time of year I look forward to, and I'm sure each and every one of you looks forward to. So the aim of this program is to enlighten the community about various aspects of Diwali which are not widely known. Now, on the day of Diwali as well, before I discuss the next day of Diwali, we have discussed 3 days. And the third day, which we were discussing in the last segment is the day of Diwali itself. Now, what I urge everybody to do, please stay in your home for Diwali. Spend Diwali with your family. Family is so important, especially in this modern life we have. Family can be forgotten. Spend it with your family. I know a lot of members of the community would not like to hear me say this, but it is not really a day, in my most humble opinion, to go to mandir. Diwali is not a day to go to mandir. It's a day to stay home with your family. Welcome Mahalakshmi Ma into your home in her main form. As I said, Lakshmi Ma is always present in your home anyway, but you give her a special welcome on this day. So the blessings we get on Diwali day pertain to the home, to the family unit. So please do spend it with your family. That is of utmost importance, and it will be all the more enjoyable. Let your family gather together. You do puja to Lakshmi Ma, whichever way you're able to do it. Whatever prayers you were able to say to Mahalakshmi Ma, do that. And then light your diyas after it becomes dark and spend a nice time. You prepare your nice sweets. Kheer is a very special prasad for Lakshmi Ma. You know what we call sweet rice too? You prepare that for Mahalakshmi Ma. Prasad and all different kinds of sweet. These kind of food should be prepared. And of course, a lot of people like to prepare the 7 curry food, which is our traditional food. This is also nice on Diwali day. Stay home and do these things. That's what makes Diwali enjoyable. Now, we have discussed the 3 days. Now, what is the 4th day of Diwali? So the day after Diwali, which in our local time is Wednesday. So that day, in fact, is called Govardhan Puja. Govardhan Puja. Now, this is a very well-known episode of Bhagavad Mahapuran. If we go into the Bhagavad Mahapuran, we will see that when Krishna Bhagavan was growing up with his parents, well, his foster parents, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai, when he was growing up with them, he observed his mother one day. She was preparing to do Indra Puja, because Indra is the one who sends rain upon the earth. So they came up with this tradition that every year they will do Indra Puja. They will give offerings of puja to Indra Dev to ensure the steady rainfall upon this earth. That is why they were doing it. So Krishna Bhagavan observed his mother and he asked her, "Why are you doing this?" So then she explained to him that, this is Indra Puja, we are doing this for rain, and so that our crops will grow, and our land will be fertile, and so on. So Krishna Bhagavan told her, no, you should not be doing this type of a puja, because what really sustains you, it is the land. This mountain which we live next to, the cows graze on this mountain, and because the mountain provide grass for the cows to eat, the cows survive in abundance, and they give milk in abundance also. And that is our livelihood in our community. It is the cows. And the cows survive because of the Govardhan mountain. In fact, the name Govardhan, how did the mountain get that name? Go in Sanskrit is a word for cow. Vardhan means that which sustains. So the mountain actually got its name from the fact that it sustains the cows, and in turn, the cows sustain the village where Bhagavan Shri Krishna was growing up. So Krishna Bhagavan told them, say, no, do not worship Indra, worship Govardhan instead. Do Govardhan Puja, worship the land, be grateful to the land for what it has provided you with. So they followed his advice, and we all know what happened next, that Indra Bhagavan in anger sent torrential rainfall upon the earth to the extent that the village would have been destroyed. People would not have survived from this heavy rainfall. In fact, it was called Musardhar. Musardhar means that rain falls so heavy, like a musar in an oakley. Those words might be strange to many, but oakley is a container like this, where you put rice or other things inside, and the musar is a long heavy stick that you use to pound the rice inside there. So it's with the same force that the musar would go down upon the rice or whatever inside the okri, that's the force the rain was coming down upon the earth. And Krishna Bhagavan, what did he do? We all know. On his kani finger, his little finger, he raised up the Govardhan mountain and invited everybody to come underneath the mountain to get shelter from that heavy rainfall. And he humbled the pride of Indra in this way. So Bhaktajano, this is a reminder. Krishna Bhagavan was trying to remind all of us that in doing all elaborate puja, we must not forget to look at the resources around us. Just as he said, be grateful to the land. Look at the resources around us and be grateful to whatever we have. And direct your worship the correct way. That's what he was telling them. Another thing I would urge is that whenever we do any kind of religious kind of ceremony, do not just say because something has been done this way, that means automatically that is the correct way. For many generations, maybe, this Indra Puja was done by Nanda Baba and Yashoda, by their family. But Krishna Bhagavan said, no, it's time to stop that. Do it right. Think about what you're doing. Do not just blindly follow a tradition. Do things correctly. So I urge everybody, too often when, we as Pandits, we go to do puja, a lot of people will tell you, we always do it this way. Why are you doing it this different way now? And, we Pandits, we always have a reason for whatever we do. So that must be considered as well. Do not blindly follow tradition. For example, on this show, I had mentioned on a previous occasion how really, although we have seen for years since growing up, I know this applies to most of us, that a wife sits on her husband left for puja. And I said that if we look in our Shastra, the wife should actually sit on the husband's right. But again, when I say this, people tell me, but we've always done it this way, with the wife on the left. Why are you changing it now? But this is what we have to learn from this Govardhan Puja. Do not just blindly follow something because it has always been done that way. Do not just blindly follow that. Think rationally. Do not say this is my Kulariti, we always do it that way. That is not valid. Kulariti, which is family tradition, that is what you follow when you do your own private prayer at home. Like when you go in front of your altar every day, or if you come together as a family and do Havan by yourself, then you follow the Kulariti. But important things, you do not blindly follow any tradition like that. Look in the Shastra for the correct answer. That is what Krishna Bhagavan was urging Nanda Baba and Yashoda to do. Don't just blindly follow a tradition. I've repeated that so many times in this segment because it is an important point that we learn from Govardhan Puja, and I want everybody to be aware of. Please think rationally and study. There are so many resources available. Study them and question yourself. Am I doing the right thing? And if I'm not doing the right thing, then it is time to change. So Bhaktajano, that is the significance of Govardhan Puja. So we have discussed 4 days. And also on that day, if you have gobar, which is the dung from the cow, we should make a nice mountain with that gobar. It's available in a store in dry form in New York. You soak it and you mold it nicely into a mountain, and that should be left in Dwardesh. It is said at the doorway of the home that Govardhan should be placed, and you perform puja in whatever way you know to that model of the Govardhan mountain. So we have one more day of Diwali left to discuss, which we'll be discussing in the next segment. So please do sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonderful selection we have for you. And we will be concluding this program in the next segment. Jai Shri Ram.
उजळले हरी दारी शोभली धनी तू कुंकवाचा माझा सौभाग्याचा तुझसाठी माझा या प्राण ज्योती रे वात्सल्य पाना देऊनी तुला मी केली हरीचे फूल गोजी रे मी वात्सल्य पाना देऊनी तुला मी केली हरीचे फूल गोजी रे मी लोचनात ठेवूनी तुला सोनुल्या लोचनात ठेवूनी तुला सोनुल्या रे तुलाच पाहते मी जरी खरी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी लक्षदीप हे उजळले घरी दारी शोभली कळा रांगोळी फुलवाटी अंगणात सोन सकाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी आली दिवाळी
Jai Shri Ram viewers, welcome back to our very special episode of Gyaan Upadesh where we are discussing Diwali. Now we have discussed 4 days of Diwali so far. Now, something I would like to also mention before we go into the last day of Diwali is that the night before Diwali, the main day of Diwali, in addition to the Narak Chaturdashi which I spoke about, we should light a diya for Yamraj. That is called Yam Deepadan. So you get a diya with 4 wicks facing 4 directions, and you use sesame oil, not ghee, but sesame oil inside that diya, and you light it. You face the south and you light the 4 wick of that diya, and you say a prayer to Yamraj. Because Yamraj, we all have to face him. All of us will have to face him one day. And, you know, we have family members who have had to face him already. So we cannot deny the importance of Yamraj. You know, it seems very morbid. We don't like to discuss it and think about it. But it's a fact. We'll have to face him one day. So you want to make sure that when he comes for you, when your time comes for him to call you up, that he is in a nice form for you and that he will treat you well. So Yam Deepdan, the night before Diwali, light that diya, which I spoke about just now. So, the 5th day of Diwali now. We are now coming to the end of the discussion of Diwali. This day is called Bhai Dooj. Bhai Dooj. Now, what is Bhai Dooj? Bhai, of course, everyone knows his brother. Dooj means the 2nd day of the month. Because the month ends on the day of Diwali. That particular fortnight ends on the day of Diwali. So Govardhan Puja is the first day of the next fortnight, and then you get Bhai Dooj, which is the 2nd day of the next fortnight after Diwali. Now, Bhai Dooj is a day when the brother will visit the sister. Brothers must go and see their sister on this day of Bhai Dooj. That is 2 days after Diwali, remember that. Brothers go and visit their sisters. We all know about Raksha Bandhan. Everybody knows about that very widely. Where Raksha is tied. The Raksha Bandhan, Rakhi, we call it really. The Rakhi is tied by the sister on the right hand of her brother, as a symbolism of the bond. You know, Raksha Bandhan. Bandhan means a knot, like a bond. Something that is tied together very firmly. That bond between brother and sister should be firm like that. That love between brother and sister should be there. And I always say, for Raksha Bandhan, if your brother is not nearby, mail the Rakhi to him, and then somebody who is near to him will tie it on him on your behalf. That should always be done too. So anyway, Raksha Bandhan is a day when the sister has the responsibility. She has the responsibility to take the Rakhi to her brother and go and tie it on her brother's hand. And of course then, he will give her a gift in response. but the sister has a responsibility to go to her brother on that day. Bhai Dooj, which is 2 days after Diwali, that responsibility goes the other way. It gets turned around so that the brother has a responsibility to go and visit his sister. And his sister is supposed to prepare a meal for him, for her brother, on that day, 2 days after Diwali. This should be done. So it is like a reciprocation then of Raksha Bandhan. It shows that relationships are two ways. It's not that one person has all the responsibility and the other person has to do nothing. The responsibility goes both ways. Just as Raksha Bandhan, the sister has the bulk of the responsibility, on Bhai Dooj, the brother has the responsibility to make the effort to go and visit his sister on that day, if it is possible. If it is possible. I know, as I said, sometimes brother and sister live apart. Indeed, my sister lives still in Canada. It is not practical for us to observe these things, but if it is possible, or if you have a Raki sister like I do in New York too, you visit them instead on this day. This is how the 5th day of Diwali is observed. And then when the brother arrives at the home, the sister should put chandan on his head as a way of welcoming him. That is important too. The sister should not let the brother come into her home on that day and she does not put a chandan and take his blessing on that day. That should be done also as part of the celebration of Bhai Dooj. So now, let's just summarize very quickly, because I know there's a lot of information has been given in this program. So the first day of Diwali is Dhanteras, where we buy new utensil, new gold, we start lighting our diya on that day. Then we have Narak Chaturdashi and Yam Deepdan. That is the next day. Then we have Diwali, the actual day of Diwali now, the 3rd day. And then the 4th day, which is Govardhan Puja, where Krishna Bhagavan lifted the Govardhan, and we are encouraged to do Govardhan Puja ourselves and to think rationally. Do not blindly follow any tradition. Think rationally. And then we have Bhai Dooj, which is the 5th day of Diwali, which means brothers go and visit their sisters, and the sister would feed them, and the sister would apply chandan on them once they enter their home, and once again the brother will give the sister a gift also. So you see how this is all family oriented. It focuses on the victory of good over evil. Such a wonderful occasion this is. So please do not observe the Diwali for one day only. Please do all of the things that are necessary on the 5 days that I have described in this program. So as we conclude this week, I would like to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and listening to this program, where we try and connect with you, the community. And indeed, I would also repeat that we extend the best wishes, heartiest greetings for a happy Diwali to each and every one of you. And once again, we pray that Mahalakshmi Ma will shower her blessings in abundance on each and every one of you. And indeed, may this entire world see the light. That is what we pray for this Diwali. All of the darkness, all of the ignorance that is going on, all of the hatred, all of the wicked acts which are being perpetrated throughout
विपदारी हम भी आए शरण तिहारी हम भी आए शरण तिहारी हम पे भी पकड़ो ध्यान धरो जय हे महालक्ष्मी माँ नैया मेरी पार करो जय हे महालक्ष्मी माँ नैया मेरी पार करो आई दिवाली आई दीपक जले तेरी कृपा हो तो सभी फूले फले आई दिवाली आई दीपक जले तेरी कृपा हो तो सभी फूले फले सुख संपत्ति पे घर भर जाए सुख संपत्ति पे घर भर जाए इतना उपकार करो जय हे महालक्ष्मी माँ नैया मेरी पार करो जय हे महालक्ष्मी माँ नैया मेरी पार करो झोली फैलाए